I had always heard that for like the last 20 years of his life, Albert Einstein was basically a recluse. Except turns out he was doing more public appearances in those 20 years. It's just that his audience was Black. And there's him at Lincoln College, right? So basically, this Jewish professor who came to the United States fleeing the Holocaust entered a country where he saw that Black people were treated very much like Jewish people had when the war started ramping up in Germany. It really left a mark on him, and so he redirected his public scholarship and started talking almost exclusively at only HBCUs, historically Black colleges and universities. In 1946, he said, "There is a separation of white people and colored people in the United States. That separation is not a disease of colored people, it's a disease of white people. I do not intend to be quiet about it." And so the other whites were quiet for him, right? They erased that part of his career and called him a recluse. Now, this little snippet is part of a much larger story of Jewish scholars in Black spaces. Now, as you might be able to imagine, because of anti Semitism, so many of the Jewish scholars who fled Europe during World War II were not able to find jobs at America's predominantly white institutions. But the HBCUs were excited for this new influx in teaching power. Now, this book here by Gabriel Simon Edgecombe talks about 53 Jewish European scholars who taught at HBCUs, from Ernst Berinsky, who taught at Tougaloo College down near Jackson, Mississippi, to John Hertz, who was a professor at Howard in DC. Now, all of this connects to a much larger tradition of Jewish and Black people in the US finding that they often get swept up in the same systemic discriminatory practices and policies of the United States.
For real, though.